Welcome back to the DNA Pest Control Podcast. PMPs, technicians, owners, operators, whoever's listening. Did you guys know this month is actually a special month in the pest control world? I actually didn't know this. So if you go back and listen to one of the episodes about where to find information, unfortunately I don't remember the exact episode name, but it talks about where to find information in the pest control industry. One of the things that I put on there is the PCT magazine. Okay, so the PCT magazine comes out every month. Every other month, they send you an actual subscription magazine, so an actual hard copy. In between those months, they have their website or their app you can download. I think you can get it on any device. But anyway, so as I was kind of just looking through, that's just kind of what I do. I'm in the industry, so I start looking through the magazines, the different information I have, and something popped up that was kind of cool because I had an experience about this just recently. But it's National Pest Management Month. So, well, I shouldn't say that it's actually that month yet. It's coming up. Sorry, so it's not special about this month. It's next month. So the National Pest Management Month is coming up. And for those who don't take pride in their job, unfortunately, find a new job. But those who do, this is really cool because it's something that I've always believed in. I've kind of harped on a little bit throughout the podcast episodes. But something really cool that they hit on is, so in their little article, they say, so the Npmm highlights the professional pest control industry's commitment to the protection of public health, food, and property from the threats posed by pests, a role that has become even more crucial amid the global pandemic. So that is very true. Some of you who are just route technicians, you may not get it as much as more of a specialty technician who's taking care of bed bugs or cockroaches or rats or going into restaurants or even contracted by the state to do certain things at certain facilities. But it's actually a pretty big thing. So we actually do a lot to protect society from certain pests. If you guys didn't know, the Black Plague is a very famous plague back in the day, and that was actually caused by fleas. And so the fleas, which everyone thought it was actually rats, it wasn't actually rats that caused it. It was the fleas. So the fleas would bite the rats carried the disease, but the fleas could pass the disease on to us, which then, with the rat population being so high and living, obviously with people because we have food so readily available, them carrying the fleas would then infest in, buildings and things like that with fleas. And then those fleas would bite us. And so that's how the Black Plague got so famous and killed so many people and spread so fast and so rapidly. Now we've kind of gotten a lot of these things under control. One, because of science, they've come up with medicine, but also because we have been doing our part in taking care of rodents out of structures, spraying houses, homes, facilities for fleas. So if you didn't know, you actually are doing a service to society. So now in the pest control industry, we've kind of made pest control a commodity, right? So we've made it so everybody in a house can have pest control. And in all reality, we're not really doing them any grand service other than the ones that actually need it. So there's some people who have wasps or bees, and we have to go and take care of them because they're deathly allergic and they could die from it. So one experience that I had that happened just over the weekend, which was really cool, and then I ran into this article of National Pest Management Month, which is coming up in April. Sorry, nothing special about this month. This is just another month. But April, so, but the cool thing is so I went to this house. They have cockroaches, okay? They're infested with cockroaches. They came from an apartment complex, obviously had cockroaches. And they may have assumed moving was just going to eliminate them. So they moved into a house. Well, now you just bring the cockroaches with you. They're German cockroaches. So we go in, and they knew exactly right where they were. We went and do an inspection. Me and another guy, we walked in there. He hit on a little outlet plug right next to the microwave. And out came a bunch of German roaches just by tapping it. So nothing crazy. We did the treatment, came back the next month, or then in a couple weeks. Super happy. Population dropped dramatically. They see a few babies here or there, but almost completely wiped out. They can't even see anything. And so we started talking, and he asked me a few questions. It was actually one of the sons. So the mom doesn't speak English, so he was translating, but the son was talking to me. And he was asking, so how's everything going with the pandemic? Did you guys have to shut down? And luckily, we didn't have to shut down. Maybe in a few states, I think they actually went strict. But here in California, we were deemed as an essential service. So we kept going. So we kept pushing along. And I let him know, no, you know what? No, we didn't slow down at all. We kept going. And then he's like, oh, well, why do you think that is? And I said, well, everyone's at home. Everyone's working from home now, so everyone can, they're noticing more bugs. When you're not working from home, you don't notice anything unless at night, something comes out, but you're never there, so you'll never really know anything. And so we just kind of kept talking and going through, and he's like, yeah, you know what? That's really cool. You guys are, and he brought it up. I didn't even bring anything up, but he's like, yeah, you guys are actually, an essential service. You're taking care of pests and things like that at restaurants, and he kind of went into it and kind of, blew me up as a technician, a lot better than, I'm just at a house taking care of cockroaches, which is a big thing for him. But, just spraying the outside of houses, there's really not much that we're doing. But in the grand scheme of things, we are doing a pretty big service for everybody. And so in the month of April, it is going to be, that's cool that they have that. I didn't even know April was a National Pest Management Month. But, as, pest management professionals, technicians, we need to realize that what we're doing, what we have, what we can do, the knowledge that we have is actually helping quite a bit of people. You may not see it firsthand, but, those technicians that are out there taking care of rodents and getting rid of them from the inside of a house, it's a big deal to those people. Cockroaches, you go into apartment complexes or even houses and they're infested with roaches and they got little kids. Well, it can cause asthma. There's some health issues that can happen from having roaches inside the house. And so it's really awesome to know that we are doing something, other than just, throwing a product into a package and sending it off. We are doing something more than that. There is more meaning to this job and in this industry than a lot of people understand or even think about. And so if you don't have that pride, hopefully this will help you understand that. And hopefully this pandemic helps people realize, that pest control is a lot more than just a little, service. You go around a house and that's it. It's more than that. We're doing a lot more than just that. So even today, and yes, today on Tuesday, I am actually doing a bed bug treatment. And these people are infested with bed bugs. And so knowing that I'm going in there helping those people out, is huge to them, but also how many people am I actually helping because I'm taking care of these bed bugs in this single house? How many people go over there, sit on the couch, hang out for a little bit, get the bed bugs on them, and then take it back to their home or their apartment And if it's an apartment, it's even worse. So now you're in an apartment complex, multi-unit. Now you're spraying them throughout multiple units. So take pride in what you guys are doing. Be proud to go into a house and do a good treatment. Be proud to go in and actually exterminate an entire population of a bug that they say is super hard to take care of. Be proud of that. Learn new techniques. Learn how to do that. Take this, the National Pest Management Month and grow from it. Listen to stories from guys on how they got into it. We have a few episodes on a few just technicians that are out there. One's a business owner. She started her own business. And I know we just came off of women in the pest control industry, I think last week or maybe the week before. But even going and looking at her and her posts and everything, she takes pride in what she's doing. She takes pride in taking care of cockroaches. I've seen her, post stuff on cockroaches. So I know she's taking care of them. But that's really awesome that there's people out there, there's technicians out there that are happy to be in the industry, and it's not just a cash cow for them. And, sometimes we see that, in these massive companies, it's just, how to maximize that next buck, for the shareholders. And unfortunately, that's how a lot of the industry has come. Even when you get into the door-to-door sales, those guys that own those companies, unfortunately, a lot of them push just to make, how many accounts can I sign up by doing the bare minimum service so I can sell it off to another big company. And that's all they're doing. They're not doing anything more. They don't want to do anything more. I've done jobs for those companies because they won't take care of rats. They won't take care of cockroaches. They won't do bed bugs. And so then I'll come in and I'll actually do the job for them and get rid of that pest. And usually they'll switch. So take pride in what you guys are doing. Take pride in this job. Get ready for April to come through and listen to those stories. Grab one of those 20-year-old, they have 20 years experience, 30 years experience. Grab one of those guys. That's why they even got into the industry originally. They stuck around for 20 years for a reason. It's very rare you find a guy who's been, at a warehouse job or a janitor or I guess Amazon hasn't been around for 20 years, but even working at Amazon, putting stuff in packages, you're not going to get those guys there for 20 years filling up packages. There's just no life behind it. There's nothing there. They're not fulfilling anything. There's no grand service behind it. Not to attack them, but in the grand scheme of things, they could still be shut down. You shut us down, what's going to happen? Could you imagine if we shut down during the pandemic? No one was doing any pest control for, for 6 months, 8 months. I couldn't even imagine what it would look like. Pests would be out of control. But also, I guess another thing they're going to talk about is, during a global pandemic. So if you do have the PCT magazine, you're going to see this a ton in April. But a big one they're going to talk about is obviously COVID-19 and a sanitation service, which I'll actually bring up real quick. There's an upcoming episode on the 26th of this month. That's when it'll go live. So the 26th, we're going to be talking about it's a magical sanitizer. Just get ready for it. It's really cool, but it actually has everything to do with our industry. And it might be a game changer as a product itself, just in the industry. Even if you're not doing sanitation services, because we deal with rodents and droppings and everything like that. So when we're going out and doing this, we have to sanitize before we go and clean up a bunch of rodent droppings. And so this product would be a game changer even in that situation. But getting back to it, they're going to talk about the global pandemic. They're going to talk about how, pest control, we were actually ready for this. So I know there were actually specific companies out there doing sanitation services. I think it was just for hospitals and things like that, which is cool, and cleanup services. But we have already all the equipment, which is amazing to think about. You never really thought, oh, can I actually go in and sanitize an area and kill viruses and things like that? Yeah. If you think, we're already licensed to spray those chemicals, at least in the state of California. I don't know if you have to be licensed everywhere, but in the state of California, we're licensed to spray chemicals. We are licensed and certified to have respirators, and we can get all the PPE we need because we have to have it anyway. And most of us already had all that stuff stocked, ready to go, because our technicians use it on a daily basis. So they're gonna harp on that a ton, and how big that was during this pandemic, and how a lot of companies adapted and changed their service to take care of viruses. Unfortunately, I think that's going to die down pretty quick. I mean, you may have some lingering services here or there that may still want to do a sanitizing service, but I think that once the pandemic kind of calms down and everyone stops caring about it, I don't think you'll see it until a next pandemic or the next virus that comes out, which will always have something pop up. But, we were ready. And so from one pest technician to the next, I'm going to say thank you guys for doing your job, and thank you for the ones that are actually caring to do their job and that actually do an amazing job, because there's not a lot of you guys out there. And so keep it up, keep making people happy, keep killing those bugs, and keep making it a safer place. And I just wanted to do a little quick one today. I didn't want to go too in depth, but also I wanted to let you guys know. So the upcoming episodes, you got to listen to them. So this Friday, we have a really, really cool one. If you haven't heard of them, if you're in Arizona, you may have already heard of them. Everybody else, you haven't. I guarantee you haven't heard of them. I never even knew about it. But it's a really awesome product, and it's not a pesticide, okay? I'm not going to give too much information out there. I want you guys to listen to the episode. But it's not a pesticide. It's a clear product that you can spray onto a foundation, or honestly, really anywhere, which is kind of cool to think about. I'm getting ideas of where I could actually use it. The product hasn't hit everywhere, but they're working on it. So California, they haven't come out in California yet, but he said he's going to call me when they do, and we're going to get this. I mean, at least at my company, I'm going to get it going, because it's such a good idea. I mean, it's genius. These guys did such a great idea. Good job on it. And it wasn't an overnight thing. So they took, it was almost 10 years. To be exact, it was 7 years, but 7 years to come out with this product. And now it's hitting the market. So get ready for Friday. It's going to be amazing. The Friday after that is going to be another great episode on this sanitizer. You may be like, man, I really want to. I'm telling you, listen to it. It's actually, it's crazy. This product has been around for like 200 years, but we didn't know how to control it until just recently. So you got to listen to that one too. It's going to be really good. And so we have a few more episodes coming out, which will be awesome. They're going to be an interview type episode, so get ready for those, but it's going to be about new products, new things out there. So hopefully it helps you guys kind of open your mind to new things, better things that are coming out. Don't sit in that stagnant, the pest control industry is changing, and it's changing quickly. And if you haven't realized it, for the past year we've been doing the podcast, you're going to really start seeing it soon, because we're going to be pulling in people who are changing the industry. Not us, but those people who are actually coming out with the new products that are doing those new things. They're changing it, and they're going to change everything we do about this industry. So get ready for that. Be prepared to change. And you know what? If you're just a tech listening, keep throwing these ideas at those owners and operators where you guys are working. I think it's awesome. Some of you have already done those changes and already implemented and pushed some of these things that the owners. Keep doing that, because there's going to be some massive changes that's going to put them out if they don't change. Or just get your licensing. You can start a company, but just get prepared for that, because eventually if they don't change and they don't move with the market, they're going to be left behind. But it's going to be awesome. But thanks for listening to the DNA Pest Control Podcast. Remember, you guys can reach me at DNA Pest Podcast on Instagram. DM me. That's the easiest way. Or you can email me at dnapestpodcast@gmail.com. Also visit the website. You can sign up for the newsletter we send out before every episode. So you can go onto the website and get ready for a giveaway, guys. I'm getting some products out. And yes, it's going to be free. It's not going to be the pay for the shipping type thing. Don't worry. It's going to be 100% free. I want to give you guys some products, some hats, some shirts, things like that. But get ready for that giveaway. That is going to be coming up this month or possibly early next month. So get ready for that. But thanks for listening, guys.